Lisa, you haven't always been at the top of your game. There was a time where you were having a hard time.
Yeah.
And now you're on national TV. You've written tons of great books. Well, tons 7, which is tons when I haven't written any yet.
Right.
And you've really impacted a lot of lives. So many that I know of personally. And it wasn't always like that. How did you get there?
Thank you for the question. I I have the pleasure of really looking at my brand and my business. We touch over 36 million people a year. And I'm still wowed by that. I still go, wow, like, is that me? I look at the countries that I've spoken in, Slovenia and Kiev and Australia and Canada and just so many places, Mykonos, Greece.
And never the nation's capital yet.
Not yet,
So
but
that's
I'm on
coming.
my way.
Which is so cool.
Yes, and I'm so excited.
And so are we.
Yeah, and so I look at that and I go, wow, because in 1994, I was broke and broken. This means so much to me where I get to serve from today because I was so broke and broken. I didn't have enough money to feed my son. I was on government assistance. I was on WIC, a program, Women, Infant, and Children. It gives you free cheese and free pasta and free milk. And in 1995, my son was 8 months old. He was born in December. In 1995, I didn't have money to buy him Pampers. I went to the ATM, and it said insufficient funds, $11.42. And I had to wrap my son Jelani in a towel for 2 days. And on the second day, I said, I'm done. And your story might not be that. Most people have a different story. My story was just being fed up with my mediocrity. So whatever your story is, that was mine. I was fed up with my limiting beliefs. I was fed up with thinking I wasn't good enough. I was fed up with thinking, who, me? Why would I be able to do something great? I was fed up with I can't do that because I have this background. I was just done. Now, it didn't happen overnight.
No, it
The
does.
next
It never
day,
does,
the
does
next
it?
day didn't look any different, I just began a process. And the first thing I did was I registered for a workshop. It's the first thing I did. And I went to where people were thinking the way I wanted to think, or stretching, or at least working to get over the challenges I was working to get over, because I didn't want to do it alone. Right. And I didn't even know where to navigate myself to. And so I look at my life today and it's barely recognizable. I look at my life today and I'm still blown away. I'm the only training and development company that's being traded on Wall Street.
Yeah, wow.
I'm one of 2 African American women to have founded a publicly held company. I look at that and I go, okay, I'm okay with the fact that I didn't have money to put Pampers on my son. Yeah. Because that woman had to go through that to become who I am today. I have a long way to go. I'm still learning and growing every day.
Well, that's the point,
Yeah,
isn't
I'm
it?
still learning and growing
yeah.
every day. But it's programs like this, like Roar. Yeah. It's programs like Roar that I would plug into to get my oxygen. I would plug into to be reminded of the woman that I know myself to be. Because I realized that there was a time when I forgot who Lisa could be. I forgot. I got busy being a mother, busy being someone's girlfriend, busy being a fiance, busy being busy, just busy being everything to everybody. And so Roar, and what it stands for, it was an easy yes for me to be your keynote speaker, right? I went, yeah, I'm the Roar woman.
You are the Roar
I'm
woman.
the Roar,
and we have so many other Roar women that are going to be there.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet them all. Like,
know.
I'm coming, I'm hanging out. I'm not running in and running out. I'm staying. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful that organizations like Roar exist so that women like me can find my oxygen, that we can find water in what feels like a drought, and then discover who we can become.
And then live out of that place. So we have an invitation, really, an opportunity, a chance to hang out with Lisa and a chance to hang out with 3 other incredible women. We've done something that we've never done before at Roar Canada.
Along with over 300 amazing women attending.
Well, 500, I'm hoping.
Right.
Come
She's
on,
stretching.
girl.
Right. I wanted to surprise them when they get there.
Okay. We'll even take 1,000. We'll figure out how to blow open the room, right?
Right. Blow the walls open.
Blow open the walls. 3 amazing women that have chosen to submit a video.
Yes.
And say who they are and how they really turn their life around, or even just how they're living out their life.
Yes.
And then we've selected 3, which we haven't told anybody who they are yet.
I love it.
And they're going to get a chance, and you're going to get a chance to see a video of theirs where they've shared what's going on for them and what you could learn from their life. Because really it's about what can you take away from the way they've expanded in their own world.
Yes.
And then Lisa's going to have a conversation with them on stage where you'll even
A
get
juicy
more.
conversation. You have no idea how I engage in conversation.
Well, we're getting a sense,
Yes.
right?
Oh, it's going to be
A
juicy.
very juicy
No holds bar.
No.
It's going to be, take everything off. It's going to be transparent, spicy. You might need a little tissue. It's going to be that time. It's going to be that moment. It'll be life-changing, life-giving.
Yeah, absolutely. And it'll take courage.
Yes.
And they've got it, which is so awesome. And so do you. And so we invite you to join us September 23rd. It is a Friday night. I can't think of a better thing to do
not at all.
with a Friday night than to hang out with other incredible people that are just living full out.
Call it Ladies' Night Out, where
With
we
the
have some
guys.
gentlemen. Right, we have some
Right.
gentlemen with us.
Please. And the
Yes.
teenagers, because the teenagers,
Yes.
12, 13, 14, 15, they will get this stuff.
Yes.
We've had young people at other events before, and it's life-changing for them.
Yes.
Because they can start to write that story. They don't have to rewrite it. They don't have to rewrite a new chapter. They can just write their story.
Yes.
And so from 6 to 9, there's also a VIP event, if it hasn't sold out by the time you see this video, that you could join us for. And it's centrally located in Ottawa, and the great news is you don't even have to pay for parking.
Come on.
Yeah.
Free parking?
Free parking.
It obviously is not in New York. New York is much paid parking. It
Well,
is free
most
parking.
of the time in Ottawa, you've got to pay too. But
Okay.
we found a venue that we could do.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, so it's really awesome. So September 23rd, 6 to 9, if you actually want to be there.
Yeah. Here's what I'm committed to. I'm committed to events that move my life forward.
Yeah.
I've given a lot of time to events and things and people that didn't move my life forward. This is something. Guaranteed you come. Guaranteed you come. I would be so bold to say, if you come and you're not inspired in some way, come tell me you're not inspired. And that small investment you made, I'll give it back to you.
I will.
Right.
I've got no struggle with that either.
Right.
You got both of us
Right.
willing to step into that
That's
conversation.
a guarantee. Like, then there's no risk on your part. There's no risk. You come, you're not inspired, then you will get your money back that night. You can't beat that with a baseball bat. I know what inspiration looks like, and I know what moves our soul. That's being inspired. You'll wake up the next morning, Saturday morning, you'll want to stand a little taller, breathe a little deeper, love a little longer, forgive a little faster. It's good time spent. So join us. Join us. We'll be waiting for you. We'll say welcome home.
Yes, we will. You know, there is times in life where you don't know that you need to rewrite or maybe write the story of your life again, and yet there's a story you want to have told, and maybe the one you're telling isn't the one you want, and you've been thinking about it, or maybe somebody said something to you, or you've done an exercise and you think, is that really what I want to be projecting out there? Is that what I want people to be saying? And that's happened to me, and I know that many of my friends say it's happened to them.
Yeah.
And so I met this amazing lady named Lisa Nichols. Ken met her and flew me halfway across the world to actually meet her. He wasn't taking no for an answer, and I was kind of annoyed because he spent a whole lot more money than our commitment is before we asked the other person.
Yeah.
And yet he knew that living out the story of our lives, and in fact you living out the story of your lives, was going to be enhanced, changed by connecting with this gal. It's so fun.
I know, it's exciting. Really, you flew halfway across the world.
No, I really did fly halfway across the world.
You did.
And we almost didn't go because as it would happen, the story seemed like it was being written for us. And things were getting in the way and the
Yes.
time getting shortened, and everybody was saying to us, don't go. And something in us said, oh, yeah, we are.
Yeah.
So even if this is hard for you, even if it's not going to be easy for you to attend the opportunity we have for you, I would say fight against it.
Right.
Because I'm happy we
Yes.
did.
Yes.
So
yes.
what have we got for them, Lisa?
Well, I'm super excited because we have an opportunity, us together have an opportunity to really transform our lives to the next level. And, I look at my life and I have the pleasure of running a multi-million-dollar business. I have the pleasure of being an author of 7 bestsellers.
I'd like them too.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sitting beside Oprah Winfrey, having lunch with her, sitting across from Larry King, being on the Steve Harvey Show, many things that are accolades to my life. But I recognize that there was a time in my life when I didn't know who Lisa was. Many years ago when I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And I stopped and said yes to an opportunity. I said yes to an opportunity to show up to an event. And that really created a ripple effect of subsequent events that really landed me inside my power, my purpose, but it started with me taking action. So we're coming together. We're going to come together and do an amazing event, Roar, really an event for women.
Well, not just women.
Okay.
We
All
don't
right.
want to exclude
All right.
our
The
teenagers
men. Yes,
or
yes.
the men.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
what we find is that more women come to the Roar Canada events, and yet so many men,
Courageous, beautiful men.
correct,
Yes.
they gain so much from it for themselves,
Right.
as well as for their daughters,
Right.
for their mothers,
For their wives.
Yes. Like, it just, we all function so
It's
much
a peek.
better.
It's a peek behind the black curtain of a woman's heart and mind. And I don't think that there's a man alive that doesn't want to know a woman better. Like if I could just sit in and watch you think, watch your heart, understand your blueprint a little better, what would that look like? So you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So when we get together, we're going to talk about what does personal transformation look like, and then jump into it and begin to push past where we normally would stop. Address our limiting beliefs and begin to dissolve that. See, what does it look like for me to step into my greatness, own my voice, project my brilliance? What does that look like for me to give myself permission to be that woman? What does it mean for me to give myself permission to be that person? What does it mean for me to stand in my brilliance and live in my light? Like that was a journey for me. And I look at my life today and it's barely recognizable. But I remember the moment it started. I remember the training I was in. I remember the conference I was at. I remember the workshop that I was in. I remember that. And our goal is to replicate that opportunity for you, to give you a safe space, keyword, safe space to find your giant, rediscover your giant, and walk in your giant. Not whisper, but roar.
Absolutely. And it is so much about living out of the fullness of what we were created for.
Yes.
There is this plan that lives within us.
Yes.
And I know for so many of the people I know, they're not living it fully out.
Yes.
Maybe part of it.
Yes. And the main thing you want to make sure that you do, before you sit down and rest, meaning before you get to your older years, your more wisdom years, or your years where you're going, I'm done, whether that be 91, 95, before you get there, you want to make sure that you play full out, that you live the story that you want to be told about you. And here's what I know, and I'm saying this because it's just true. I'm a coach. I'm a life coach. Most people are not afraid of dying. They're afraid of dying before the world sees who they really are. They're afraid of dying before the world gets your fingerprint. And so I want to invite you, boldly invite you, to be outrageous, to be courageous, to, if necessary, move the mountain. I get that the things that mean the most to me are never going to be convenient. So this might not be convenient for you. You're going to get the date. You're going to get the time. It's right here on this page. You're going to find out what we're doing. You're going to find out where we're going and what we're up to. You're going to see the fee, though we made it really, really easy for everyone to come when it comes to the fee. Something's going to tell you it's not convenient. And remember my voice when I said the greatest things in your life are not convenient. And I believe that this space will be a catalyst for something phenomenal to take place in your life. And the only way you will know about it is if you show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to show up because doesn't your heart cry for being all that you were designed to be?
Yeah.
Don't you want to just step into that boldness, that fullness?
Yes.
I mean, certainly the cry of my heart is what started this, right?
Exactly.
And so we're
Or the
Canada,
song in your heart. It
and
could
the
be a
song-
cry
yeah.
or a song.
Yeah, the thing that inspires you, the
Right.
thing that motivates you and gets you going. If you know what it is, let's figure out how to unleash it bigger,
Yes.
louder,
Yes.
because that's what's going to happen.
Yes.
And if you don't know what it is yet, that's okay, because you're going to get a glimpse into it,
Yes.
right? And discover it and live it out, because something I learned a long time ago is that the truth spoken is not a truth discovered.
Say that again.
A truth spoken is not a truth discovered. So I can see your greatness when I meet you. Lisa can see your greatness. I can see hers. She can see mine. And yet if I can't find my own and you can't find yours and speak it out for yourself, us speaking it's not going to change a thing.
Right.
You've got to be able to discover it for yourself. And when you speak your truth, anything's possible.
And that reminds me of the statement that I often say, and I did a whole campaign around it, that says, I am my own rescue.
Yes.
And you may not need rescuing. You may just want to be a bigger cheerleader for yourself or for another sister friend.
Yeah.
And this is that space.
The sales industry is something I've been around for 30 years. Lisa, how many years have you been around the sales industry?
25 plus.
Okay, so almost the same ballpark.
Right.
And it is one that always I find there's something new to learn.
Yes.
Not because I didn't know how to do it, or not because I didn't know how to reach a client, or I didn't know how to call a client, but because technology's changed.
Yep.
Because sometimes the fright of actually making that call, even though I've had lots of successes, and I
Yes.
know you have,
Yes.
I'm still petrified.
Yes.
Like, what is that?
You know, I have, my company has been established since 1997, motivating the masses. And in my first 4 years, I struggled with sales. I struggled. I knew I had the talent as a motivational speaker, as a trainer, but I struggled with offering my service. I was just so scared. And so I'd learned the techniques, but I wouldn't implement them.
Right, and I've done a lot
Yes.
of that in the real estate industry,
Yes.
which I've been in since 1989.
Yes.
I mean, and I know how to do my job.
Yes.
I'm great.
And you
at
know your
helping
service
people,
is great,
and I
right.
know my service is wonderful. And
Right.
yet, sometimes that sales call
Right.
is still like the hardest thing to do.
Yeah. I learned some techniques, which I love teaching, which is one of the things that I share with as many people as I can around the world.
Yeah.
I learned some techniques that grew my company over 258% in 1 year, and grew my company over 3,000% in 5 years. And it's taken my company to a multi-million-dollar status.
Yeah.
It's taken my brand to touching over 36 million people a year. And creating a global brand. It's created 7 bestsellers that I have written or co-authored. And it's helped me to take my company public,
Right.
which is what we've done in the last 2 years. All came from this sales conversation. These sales techniques that I picked up over the course of several years, and then I just duplicated. So I'm coming to you
Yeah.
to teach you what I know.
Lisa's,
go.
Lisa's actually coming to Ottawa. She's never been in Ottawa before, our nation's capital. And to me, that's the best place in the world.
Yes.
The best place
With some
in
of the best
country.
people in the
Oh, well,
world.
there you go. And so you're coming to hang out with us, and we're
Yes.
hanging out with you.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter what industry you're in,
Yes.
the sales.
Sales is sales is sales
it really
is sales.
is. Whether you're a professional network marketer,
Are you selling a widget?
yeah,
Are you selling property?
or you're selling a service,
Yep.
it doesn't matter.
And when you're selling a service, you have to recognize that you are the brand. You are the brand. If when someone's buying your IP, they're purchasing what you know, you just became the product. That's a distinction than if I'm selling these earrings. That's a distinction because the earrings have context. I could say, here, look at the loops and look. But if I'm selling an IP, me, the product, I have to go a slightly different approach, not to just make people want to buy, but to create radical buyers. See, I'm not for creating buyers. I'm for creating radical buyers. I mean, buyers that thank you for giving them the opportunity to purchase from you.
Isn't that the best?
Right.
Yeah.
And then they go, do you mind if I share you with a few of my friends? Let me think. No.
The answer is yes.
Right. Absolutely.
There's no greater compliment.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so when some of the sales techniques that I'm going to teach you, what I say when you show up, because many of you who will look at this, you'll show up. And you're not showing up for Yetta or for Ken or for myself. You're showing up for you. Yeah. You're showing up to give yourself the best tools ever. So I'm going to teach you some techniques of how to create consumer loyalty, how to make a client want to do business with you for a lifetime.
Again, not just them, the people
right.
they know.
Right, their children. Yeah. I have my clients' children in my training now. I have spouses, you saw today.
Yeah,
I have husbands and wives and children. And
I have grandkids now.
Exactly.
Like it's the best.
Exactly. So all in my training because you create generational consumership. So how do you create generational? How do you create community consumership? Meaning I want everyone in my community to buy from you because of my experience with you. Yeah. So how do you create community consumership? I want to teach you a technique called SNAP. Write that down if you can. SNAAP. SNAAP. Super networking at accelerated pace. SNAP is a game changer. It's SNAP. I go SNAP, SNAP, snapatize. To be clear, concise, powerful, and quick would be wise. SNAP, SNAP, snapatize. To be clear, concise, powerful, and quick would be wise. SNAP is a technique, not just about being clear, concise, powerful, and quick. It literally is a technique and a system. I'm going to teach it. You're going to watch your business grow in the next 30 days when you begin to snap your prospective client. Not pitch, not network, not elevator pitch, snap them. You're going to toss out the elevator pitch and you're going to adopt the snap. I'm also going to teach you how to make one yes turn into 3 yeses, how to upsell your client, how to create back-end sales. So what's the lifespan of your client? Is it a one and done? Or do they buy 4 times? So we have clients, our clients are on average 5X. 5X. So just speaking about you, you're like 4X already, meaning we introduce one service and they purchase 4 or 5 services because of the way we engage with them and how we upsell them, how we back end sell them. And so I'm going to teach you some techniques with one intention, to help you grow your revenue. That's all I'm coming for.
That's it.
That's all I'm coming for. Now you're going to feel good and you're going to stand in more power and you're going to be motivated. That's all 45-degree angle, offset, offshoot results. The primary result that we're going to have is you're going to grow your revenue. Some of you are going to grow your revenue 25% over the next year. Some of you are going to grow your revenue 125% over the next year. I'm in a class right now, teaching a class at this very moment. We took a break and came in here to talk to you, where my client grew her business in Q1 and Q2. You met her today, 300% in 2 quarters because she applied what she learned from us. So I'm coming to teach you some of the same techniques.
And you're going to want it.
Right.
Like who wouldn't
If you're
want
in
it?
sales, you better want it or else get out of sales. If you don't want to increase your sales, get another career. If you want to increase your sales, make sure you click the button somewhere on this page. Make sure you find out how you can register. There's limited space in the room. There's limited space in the room. And oh, by the way, the room is going to be interactive experiential learning. So this is not a lecture. This is not a lecture.
And we're so grateful it's not a lecture.
This is not a lecture. This is interactive experiential learning at its best. And you're going to be a part of your own growth, your own breakthrough, your own transformation. You will be lifting in that room so that your biceps and your triceps feel even more impacted by the time we finish.
And
I'm excited.
I'm excited too,
Yeah,
because
that's
isn't
good.
that what we want?
Yeah.
You know, who's attended a conference in the past or a seminar or workshop and it really wasn't that? You just sat and you listened.
Yeah.
And then you didn't apply anything.
No.
So when you walk out of here, you're actually going to have tools, new ways of.
New language.
That was my word.
Yeah, new language.
There we are. Better, a more proficient language
Right.
and a more inspiring language, a more captivating language that you can take to your clients immediately.
And just to break it down, I'm going to show you how to launch the conversation more effectively. I'm going to show you how to make the conversation go smoother, cleaner, quicker, faster to get to the no or to get to the yes so you can get to the next. To get to the no or to get to the yes so you can get to the next. I'm going to show you how to make the conversation, if it's a yes, I'm going to show you how to make the conversation when it's a yes, also include the opportunity for an upsell, your next sale. So we're going to do a lot of work. You're going to do a lot of work, a lot of engagement with partners, a lot of lifting. And when you walk away, by midday, you're going to feel the growth. It's going to be powerful. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, 3 hours.
Yes.
Which is actually a really short period of time.
I'm going to put I'm going to pack 3 hours. So when you come, if you come 30 minutes late, you would have missed probably about 2.5 hours of content.
Isn't that the best?
Right, show up early.
You absolutely show up early.
And eat your Wheaties.
Absolutely. And then take it out there and use it right away.
Immediately.
Like midday.
Immediately.
By midday, they can go out there. I can go out there.
Yep.
And implement and live out the stuff you just learned.
I'm only going to give you things that you can apply immediately. Everything else that takes time, I'm going to leave that on the table. I'm going to give you the things that you can apply immediately and get immediate results from.
And isn't that, as salespeople, that's what we want.
Right. Listen,
mean,
we're hunters.
Yeah.
I'm a hunter. I mean, selling is a sport for me now. I mean, it's a sport for me now. I love it because I've learned some of the formulas, some of those little tricks of the trade, just enough to take all of the angst out of it, all of the anxiety out of it, all of that negative energy out of it, all the worry out of it. I know my closing ratio. When I first started selling, my closing ratio was between 4 and 6%. My average closing ratio now of a room is 65% to 68% because I learned the formulas. I put them together. And I'd like to say I've mastered them to some level. And they produce the result. My company has grown double digits every year for the last 12 years. Our biggest challenge in my company is managing the pace of our growth. If I have to pick a problem, I want to pick that problem all day long. So I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this to say there's a reason why you're watching this video. There's a reason why I'm coming to your city. There's a reason why you would register. And you want access to buy the best memories possible. Time. When you make more money, you buy more time. You buy more freedom. When you make more money, you buy more opportunity to serve the planet at a greater level, to serve, to speak inside of your philanthropic life, to speak inside someone else's life. You begin to be a silent investor in someone else's dream. You begin to be able to do things. So it doesn't begin and end with the money. The money is just access to better memories. And so you deserve the best memories ever. You deserve the best opportunity ever. You deserve the best experience ever. You've worked hard. You've worked difficult. You worked inside of that chaos. Now let's work inside of grace and ease. Now let's monitor, let's track, and let's grow. Let's scale your business. Let's start today doing that.
Yeah, let's. It doesn't,
How about that?
Doesn't sound any better. Doesn't get any better. And if it sounds too good to be true, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's one of those opportunities that doesn't come along every 3 weeks.
No, it doesn't.
It really is one of those chances that you want to take.
And I invite you, though it's 3 hours, that you carve out in your calendar 4.5. Carve out in your, because you will be so on fire. And I'm gonna do a 3-hour training, but I might be there a little bit afterwards. As a matter of fact, I know I am. It's what I do. So just carve out more time so you don't have to run out, because that after party, that impromptu, not planned, kind of standing around, that's worth the price of admission in many cases. And I just have to say, what you have to invest to get here, you'll get your value back in the first 45 minutes of that investment. I have students that invest 10x that to have access to the content, and they feel like they've gotten their money's worth as well. So take advantage of what the Dekkers have put in place for you. what Ken and Yetta have made possible for you. There's a reason why you're being invited. Don't say no to you, thinking you're saying no to us. Say yes to you by saying yes to this.
Yeah, because it's all about you.
Yeah.
I mean, when we had the chance to see Lisa, we didn't say yes for Lisa's sake.
Nope.
We said yes because we knew it would change our lives.
Yep.
And it has. And when we were hanging out with her and with her team, we just knew that we could just take all the information for ourselves.
Yeah.
And it would change our world. And it is changing our businesses and our lives and our kids' lives and even our grandkids' lives.
Yeah.
And it seemed wrong.
Yeah.
It just seemed really wrong to us to leave it there.
Yeah.
And not to open it up to everybody that really wants to live that extraordinary sales career, because it is an extraordinary career.
Yeah, it's the one place that you can, there is no ceiling.
Yeah.
The ceiling is you. So if you are ready to bust through your existing ceiling and do something new. Now, it's not magic. There's no sprinkle fairy dust.
No.
You're not going to grow your sales just because you stepped in the room. You need to take copious notes. You need to be an active participant in the room, and you need to go out and take radical action. When you do that, I'm pretty sure you're going to get high value from the experience. Listen, we can tell you a million things that's going to happen, but here's what I'm clear on. If you're willing to invest in you, you come empty, and I'll come full, and I'll pour everything I can into you in the time that we have. And if you take action on what I poured into you, put your seatbelt on, because your life is about to become barely recognizable. So register. Click here and register. Say yes. Even if you have to say yes and you're not sure why you're saying yes, I've made it pretty clear why you would say yes, but if you're still inside of this ambiguous fog, say yes with the fog. Don't wait to get enough details, because that's your analytical safe side of your brain saying don't leap, don't leap, don't leap. And you never fly and you never soar if you don't leap. You gotta leap. So click the button, register, and leap.